A confederation of Easterling tribes numbering 6,000 soldiers marches upon the plains of Dagorland. At the front of their army are the renowned Wainrider heavy charioteers. The Easterling tribes march their army unopposed across the plains, raiding the lands of Rovanion, destroying and enslaving its people. Within the ranks of their army are warriors of Rune and Variags of Khan, mercenary soldiers. Easterlings, known in early times as swarthy men, were a race of men who eventually populated the vast, uncharted lands of Rune, east of Mordor and the Sea of Rune. Easterlings were enemies of the Free Peoples since the First Age, and a populous vassal of Sauron throughout the Second and Third Ages. An army of some 5,000 High Elves of Rivendell marched to put a stop to the Easterling horde. The Elves of Rivendell, though slightly outnumbered, have superior infantry, giving them the advantage in hand-to-hand combat. They also have superior archers, thus giving them an advantage at range. Though they have fewer cavalry numbers and lack cavalry superiority, as the Easterlings have some of the best and heaviest cavalry in the region. Both armies come face to face on the battlefield. They come to a standstill. The Easterlings go on the offensive. They send a small skirmishing force to initiate the battle with the Elves. Leading the charge are the Wainrider chariots. The Elves respond by sending forth their heavy spear soldiers to form a defensive wall in front of their position. The Easterlings begin forming their army into battle formation, placing their heavier infantry on the flanks. As the Easterlings close in, the Elven archers begin unleashing volleys of arrows. The Wain Rider chariots charge straight at the spear walls, aiming to break right through and cause terror among the elven ranks. Though the elite elven spear guard are experienced and disciplined, putting down the chariots with ease. With the chariots removed from the battle, a skirmish in the middle of the battlefield takes place, thus favoring the elves. The elven spear guard advances, closing the distance between the Easterling skirmishers. A melee fight ensues in the middle of the battlefield. The elves outmatch the Easterling skirmishers, sending them retreating back to the main army. Eliminating the Easterling chariots and a good portion of their skirmishers has given the elves a more favorable outlook on the battle. The elves begin forming up into battle formation, matching a similar style to the Easterlings, with heavy infantry on the flanks and placing their spearmen in the center. The elves then push their cavalry to both flanks of the battlefield, enticing the Easterlings to do the same. Both armies engage in the center. The Easterlings send lighter infantry forth at the center, keeping their more elite soldiers in reserve, aiming to tire down the Elven infantry. On both flanks the Easterling cavalry initiates battle, thus leading the Elves to counter with their smaller force of lighter cavalry units. The Elven archers have used up their ammunition supplies, bringing down the Wain Rider chariots and skirmishers, so they charge into battle to support the infantry on the main line. The infantry are evenly matched on the main line. The battle is bloody with neither side giving an inch, with the Elves starting to get a slight upper hand. The cavalry battle persists on the flanks. As the fighting continues, both forces are holding their own. The Easterlings send forth their elite infantry to support the main line. On the right flank the Elven cavalry have been outmatched and begin retreating, leading to a portion of Easterling cavalry to give pursuit, with another portion of Easterling cavalry flanking and attacking the Elven commander. Now on the left flank the Elven cavalry have suffered too many losses and find themselves surrounded by the Easterling cavalry, thus being engulfed and slaughtered. With the Elven cavalry defeated, the Easterling cavalry rides unopposed on the battlefield. They begin flanking and charging the rears of the Elven infantry. The Elven commander and his bodyguard are soon surrounded and slaughtered. The charges are deadly and break the Elven infantry into a forlorn retreat. The Elves are defeated, the remainder of their forces flee from the field of battle. This video was edited and created by Total War Battles. The music in this video is from Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth 1 and 2. The game was recorded with Attila Total War using the Dawnless Days Mod, link in the description. Help support the channel with channel memberships, link in the description. Subscribe for more content, and thank you for watching.